Alright, so let's check this out, man. Gene Silva just went to war with Diego Lopes at UFC Noche, and obviously it didn't go his way. He got caught, but instead of chilling out for a while like most dudes would, this man is already calling out a fighter, and that fighter is Yair Rodríguez for December. Like, bro, wouldn't that be insane? Now, don't get me wrong, this is just him talking. There's no like confirmation from the UFC or rumors that it's happening, but it would be awesome. Like, think about it. Most fighters take an L, go quiet, maybe post a couple gym selfies and disappear for 3 months. But not Silva, man. Nah, this dude is built different. He's out here barking in the cage, literally barking like a fucking dog, which is crazy. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, line me up with Yair. And to me, that's wild. And that's why I personally love him. He's not easing back in. He's not asking for a tune-up fight. He's basically saying, throw me straight into the fire again. I don't care. That kind of energy, that's rare in MMA. Win or lose, people see that and go, yeah, I'll watch him every time. Especially with his last performance, yes, he did lose. But dude, that was one of the greatest fights this year. Now, I know some people are going to argue that Gene doesn't deserve another top contender, and I get it. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but let's be real, okay? The UFC doesn't always take the rankings that seriously. We've seen plenty of high-level matchups get made that don't perfectly line up with the ladder. So instead of overthinking it, let's just look at the fight from what it is and try to justify the rest from there, okay? And let's just be honest, man. The last time we saw Yair, we saw him against Pitbull at UFC 314. And look, I'll give credit where it's due. He looked slick. He kept Pitbull at range, threw those flashy kicks, pieced him up, and won a clear decision. But then the second the fight ends, he's already on the mic talking about how he deserves a title shot. Like, bro, let's keep it real. You didn't beat Volk. You didn't beat Max. Hell, you didn't even beat Ortega. You didn't even run through a top 5 contender. You beat Pitbull, a 38-year-old legend. Yeah, respect, but he's undersized for a featherweight. He's been through wars, and at this point, his best days are behind him. Props for the W, but that's not just a golden ticket for a title shot. It's like hooping at LA Fitness, crossing up some dude in sweatpants, and then acting like you're ready for Steph Curry. Alright, man? So chill out. And that's the part that bugged me, because while Yair is out here lobbying for the belt, the division is stacked with guys actually putting in the work. I mean, Diego Lopes literally knocked out Gene Silva in his last fight. Lerone Murphy quietly stacked up wins. Movsar Evelev is pretty much undefeated and literally begging for his chance. Those are guys who are grinding. Yair is trying to cut the line like he's late to catch a flight, okay? And what really makes it worse is that he had the chance to fight Diego before all this. That fight had everything. Diego's a Brazilian who represents Mexico every time he walks out. Yair's been established as a Mexican star. Both guys are flashy strikers. The buildup was right there, but he didn't take it. He passed. And that's what really bothers me. If you're going to call yourself the face of Mexican MMA, you can't avoid the guy who's carrying the same banner while building momentum. Don't sidestep that kind of matchup. That turns around and demands a title shot like you've already done enough. You can't skip the test and still expect a reward. Now, don't get it twisted. I love watching Yair fight. His style is sick. He's unpredictable, he's explosive, and you never know what he's going to throw. That's why the fans tune in. But as a person, I just can't get behind it. He comes off entitled, salty, and way too comfortable for the things that he doesn't deserve. The way he tries to clown Diego for repping Mexico, that rubbed me the wrong way too, man. It's like he'd rather tear people down than step up and fight them. And honestly, if they really want to do it right, throw this fight in December, like for real. Maybe it's the main event for the last card of the year. Imagine that, closing out 2025 with Gene Silva versus Yair Rodríguez. That would end the year nicely. Think about it. The UFC loves to stack the final show before everyone goes on break, right? People go home, holidays are coming, everybody's ready to kick back and watch the fights. You give Silva barking his way back into the spotlight against a dude like Yair who's been trying to leapfrog the line. That's perfect. That's chaos main event you want to cap off with in the year. It would feel like a payoff too, like the whole year at featherweight's been kind of messy with injuries, title shots getting shuffled, guys getting overlooked. This would just tie a bow on it. One dude moving up, one dude getting humbled. Either way, fans win. And if Silva actually pulls it off, bro, what a story to end 2025. That's the kind of fight you look back and go, yep, that was the one that set the tone for the division going into the next year. And here's the thing, man. If Silva wins this, and I'll break down why in a bit, but if he does, man, it changes everything. It brings him momentum. It flips the whole narrative because let's be honest, all the fighting nerds took L. And now we got people saying that Gene Silva is overrated, that maybe the hype was too much, but I strongly believe that Gene Silva could be a champion in this division. Beating Yair, that's the kind of fight that makes people shut up and start looking at you different. It's like, okay, he's not just that crazy dude who barks and throws wild combos. He's legit. He's dangerous. He's in the mix now. That's the shift, okay? Now, here's why I actually think Gene Silva could beat Yair. Look, I know some people are quick to say Silva's just hype or that he got exposed against Diego Lopes, but I don't buy any of that. The dude still has crazy power, crazy energy, and even in that loss, people walked away like, yeah, I'll watch this guy if he fights again. That's momentum in itself. And if he actually gets this matchup with Yair, bro, I'm going to be 100%. That's a dangerous fight for Yair because let's be real. Yair has some good wins, but he's also got some rough ones. Volk mauled him, Ortega exposed him in certain spots, and even in the fights that he won, he leaves openings. And I get it, man. He's flashy, he spins, he throws wild kicks, but sometimes that's more style than substance. And Silva, that's exactly the kind of chaos he thrives in. He's not going to sit back and play point, fighting at range. He's going to march forward, throw heat, and try to make Yair uncomfortable. And that's the key difference. Yair likes space. He likes time. He likes to set up those highlight shots. Silva's the type of guy who doesn't give you that luxury. He walks you down, cuts the cage, and forces you into exchanges where one big shot can change everything. And if Silva stays composed, doesn't rush in wild like he did against Lopes, he's got the power and aggression to put Yair in some real trouble. Another piece that people are forgetting is Yair's takedown defense. He's always been a bit shaky. Folk showed it, Frankie showed it years back. Silva's not some elite wrestler, but even mixing in pressure, clinch, level changes, and just a threat, that's enough to mess with Yair's rhythm and open up his boxing. So stylistically, this fight isn't some easy night for Yair. In fact, it's one of those matchups where the things that Silva does the best, pure pressure, chaos, and power, collides with the exact moments that Yair has historically struggled with. Now, don't get me wrong, Yair could definitely have success in this fight too. The dude's no slouch. When he's on, his striking from range is nasty. He's long, he's quicker, and he throws kicks from every angle that you don't see coming. If Silva gets too reckless and just storms forward without thinking like his last fight, that's when Yair can pick him apart. He'll chop the legs, sting him up with those body kicks, and if he gets Silva second guessing, suddenly Silva's pressure doesn't look as good anymore. And we can't forget Yair's kind of unpredictable. You don't always know if he's going to jab or throw a spinning elbow or throw some switch kick to the dome. Silva loves chaos, but sometimes Yair thrives in that same chaos too. If Silva gets caught chasing that moment, Yair could absolutely flip it on him and score something highlight worthy. Plus, cardio can play a role too. Silva likes a fast start, he's explosive, but if he can't put Yair away early, Yair's experience in long fights might start to show. He's been in 5 rounds wars before, okay? He knows how to manage pace. That's something that Silva still has to prove, okay? But with all that being said, I do feel comfortable in Silva's chances. But those are just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like always, I'll see you guys on my next one.